Mysterious triangles are located all over the planet. Most have heard of the infamous Bermuda Triangle, a place where ships, planes, and people all disappear. The Bermuda Triangle has been linked to many mysteries over the hundreds of years it has been claiming lives. Sometimes, aliens are said to be the cause. Others believe it is because the triangle is the location of the lost city of Atlantis. More theories exist that claim it could be the location of a portal into another dimension. Questions abound, answers do not. There are many more of these strange triangular places scattered all around the world. One of them is the Bridgewater Triangle, a subject I have been requested to cover in a video. So let's take a look. Welcome to IF, videos on cryptozoology, ufology, and the paranormal. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. The Bridgewater Triangle is home to a myriad of strange happenings. You name it, and it has been reported there. People have seen UFOs, Sasquatch, and many report seeing ghostly specters. The area is even said to be cursed by Native Americans. There have been a number of cattle mutilations on the farms found in the Massachusetts countryside that makes up a triangle of about 200 square miles. The triangle is said to encompass the towns of Abington, Rehoboth, and Freetown. At the angles of the triangle, we find Bridgewater, West Bridgewater, North Middleborough, Segregansett, Dayton, North Dayton, Berkeley, Myricks, Ranham, East Taunton, and Taunton. The triangle, like its namesake in Bermuda, has been a place that has become synonymous with unexplainable events. At the heart of the mysterious triangle, the Hockomock Swamp is found. This swamp is also known as the Devil's Swamp. It is a place that is said to have a lot of dark energy. There is a strong local superstition that evil, paranormal, or satanic activity goes on there. This belief goes all the way back to 1760 and the first reported UFO sighting in the area. On May 10th of that year, at around 10 AM, a burning sphere was spotted in the skies above the swamp. This burning sphere, and I do hear the naysayers screaming, "swamp gas," was reported as burning bright enough to illuminate a large area and was compared to the brightness of a small sun. This strange glowing orb would make several appearances over the coming years, again being seen on Halloween night in 1908. This incident was reported by two undertakers who were driving a carriage from West Bridgewater to the center of Bridgewater when they saw the UFO, which occurred at around 3 AM in the morning. There was much speculation on what these men had seen in the early morning sky, with some saying it was just a lantern and others that it was nothing more than a balloon. The men stuck to their story and said that it moved in a way that would make it an impossibility for the orb to be either of these two objects. The orb then went on a bit of a hiatus, not appearing for another 5 decades. In the 1960s, it was seen again, and this time by multiple witnesses. The area was a hotbed of UFO sightings from December of 1976, with reports coming in of 2 huge unidentified craft which it was claimed landed on the road of Route 44 in Taunton. From that point on, sightings became more frequent. On March 23, 1979, 2 newsmen spotted an object shaped like a home plate from a baseball diamond which emitted a mysterious green substance. January 1991, a green flying disc was seen in Bridgewater, moving slowly and silently at an altitude of around 50 feet. In late November of 1997, a police officer on a night shift in the Triangle saw a very large UFO with 3 white and 2 red star-like lights. On December 10th, 1998, a witness near Route 44 in Middleborough saw a strange, brightly lit craft with numerous red, green and white lights maneuvering over the Assawampset Pond. Then in the summer of 1999, 20-year-old George Lacasse saw a UFO. He stated, "It was moving all around. It was moving in shapes planes don't move." These UFO reports are definitely strange, especially the number reported in one small area, but they are not the only unexplainable event to have been witnessed. There have been a number of reports of cryptid creatures roaming the backwoods and the swamps that are found within the boundaries of the Bridgewater Triangle. Bigfoot is said to make regular appearances in the area. Witnesses have seen the hairy hominid back in the 1970s, and the sighting of a 7-foot-tall hairy beast had locals on edge. This so much so that local police and residents went in search of the creature, but they found nothing. Some say this was a Sasquatch, and others that it was a large bear. One problem with that idea is that bears have long been extinct in that part of the United States. In 1978, one man set out into the swamp searching for evidence of the Hockomock monster. While hunting, this man came upon an animal which he shot at. The story says that the creature he shot looked like a bear, but they could not get a clear picture as it took off into the bush after letting out a cry that seemed half animal and half human. It left behind a trail of blood and brown hair. A later report was published that told of a mysterious animal being spotted in West Bridgewater by a woman who looked out into her garden one night. She saw a very tall bipedal creature covered in dark hair eating a pumpkin which it was holding in its hands. One of the many Bigfoot witnesses in the Bridgewater Triangle is a John Baker, a trapper from West Bridgewater. Late one cold night in early 1980s, Baker was paddling his kayak and running his trap lines. He felt as if something was watching him from the trees on the banks of the swamp. Being winter, large tracts of the swamp and its creeks were frozen. Baker began to hear the ice cracking, and then a large black silhouette of a hairy bipedal ape-like man appeared. Baker said, "I knew it wasn't human because when it passed me, I could smell it. It smelled like a skunk, musky and dirty, like it lived in the dirt." From that moment on, the search for the creature became an obsession for the Bridgewater trapper. The Bigfoot has some company in his swampy home, and just like Shrek has Donkey, the Hockomock monster has a giant bird. Sightings of a giant bird tell of a prehistoric creature in the skies of the Bridgewater Triangle. In the aptly named Bird Hill area, 2 of the creatures were spotted fighting with each other as they flew over the trees, and a bird with a 10 to 12 foot wingspan was seen in Taunton back in 1992. If giant birds aren't mysterious enough, there has also been tales of mystery phantom dogs. An Amberton man watched as a huge ghostly dog with red eyes ripped the throats out of 2 of his ponies. Like the land that time forgot, the Triangle also plays host to a number of other animals. Big black panthers, giant turtles, and tree trunk-sized snakes have all been seen. UFOs and cryptids give way to more human mysteries, with the many legends and curses being associated with Bridgewater. One such mystery comes in the form of a mysterious 40-ton trapezoid-shaped boulder known as Dayton Rock. The ancient monolith features a dense mass of very ancient carvings, inscriptions, and hieroglyphs carved into its face. These continue to baffle archaeologists until this very day. Some claim that the pictographs are the work of the Phoenicians. Others think it's Native American in origin. Even the Portuguese and Viking explorers of old have been credited, but nobody really knows the answer. The Hockomock Swamp, home to the Sasquatch-like beast, is said to be cursed or possibly haunted by many ancient and evil spirits. The native tribes in their area have long avoided the swamp after dark, with many being afraid to hunt or fish there, even during daylight hours. As with any ancient cursed site, it needs a burial ground, and a team of Massachusetts archaeologists discovered just that on a grassy island in the swamp. Cue that X-Files music, because, incredibly, when the ancient human remains were unearthed, the red ochre surrounding the skeletons bubbled and inexplicably dissolved, and all of the photos taken to document the excavation failed to develop properly. Another disturbing phenomena in the Bridgewater Triangle is that of cattle mutilation. Local law enforcement has been investigating a long stretch of cattle mutilations that have been occurring for decades. They have claimed that some of these are down to animal sacrifices by mysterious groups operating in the Triangle. One strange thing that often happens before the finding of a horribly mutilated animal corpse are reports of so-called ghost lights or spook lights. These lights appeared as floating orbs, much like those that I mentioned at the start of the story, with witnesses telling of a scary interaction with one of these ghost lights. They said how they had shouted a warning, "Stay away," at the glowing orb. They were terrified to see it suddenly expand to about 5 feet in diameter, and they fled when the spook light began to move towards them. All this strange activity seems to have been noticed by the authorities as a phenomena which is often associated with UFO encounters has been reported with increasing regularity. The appearance of black helicopters. All of these strange stories, as bizarre as they may seem, are just a drop in the bucket of the many strange stories, urban legends, and witness reports of unexplainable events that have come out of this Massachusetts location. All of this cannot be a strange coincidence. There must be some underlying cause. Is this part of Massachusetts some sort of window? A gateway for the bizarre and inexplicable things that people have seen? Is it like Stranger Things? A doorway into another dimension? Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, if you like what I do here on the channel, hit that red button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.